welcome back to The Change, Season 1, Episode 2, called Mental Health Awareness. Round of applause, round of applause. So, today, I told you guys on Episode 1 that I'll be having a special guest join us. Unfortunately, he could not come in person, but I do have him on the phone with me as we speak. So, we're just gonna dive straight into it. So, So the first question is, can you hear me, guest?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, the first question is, how has relationships either helped or made it worse for your mental?
We talking like just relationships like dating?
Like, it can be dating, it can be friendships, it can be situationships, whatever you feel like the question can apply.
I think in both aspects, whether it be like dating or friendship, it's helped and hurt. You know, I used to have a friend, no names, but like he taught me like you can't really trust anybody. You know, we were friends for a long time, and he kind of snaked me a little bit over something that I felt like that he didn't deserve. The reaction that he gave. And then on the relationship side, I feel like on the relationship side, I've learned a lot about my own self, like a lot about how the kind of person I am and the kind of person that I need to be for others. Because when you're in a relationship, I think most people don't realize you're doing everything that you're kind of like working two jobs. Like you're doing what you need to do for somebody else in order to make them feel loved, but at the same time, you can't neglect yourself. You have to work on yourself in order to help both of you guys. I feel like a lot of people forget about that. It's usually either or, usually maybe like you're just too selfish to think about others, or you do too much for others to think about yourself. It's kind of a 2-point job.
Yeah, I agree. Like when you had said like oftentimes people, you know, you either think of them more than you think of yourself. I can definitely agree with that. I have been in a lot of relationships and situationships, or whatever you want to call it, even friendships, where I have noticed a pattern and basically in my behavior how oftentimes I'm always worried about them rather than myself. And I think that's why now I isolate myself more, because I realize it's taking a toll on my mental. And I think people really don't be understanding that people do go through things, like especially like your strong friends who you see as clowning and laughing all the time. Half the time they are going through it. Like just because I try to tell people, don't judge a book by their cover. Like just because you see they may be posting on Instagram or on Snapchat that, you know, they may be happy or living their best life, you don't know that person could literally have been probably staying in that bed all week or depressed, crying. You don't know what they're going through. So I try to tell people, you know, don't really judge people. You know, don't judge a book by its cover, basically. And definitely when you had said that you had a friend that snaked you, and that person basically showed you that you can't trust anybody, like you already know, like I done been through some things with friends. So I think that's another reason why I kind of isolate myself too, because it's just like we live in like a weird generation where friends aren't friends anymore. I feel like friends are just another fancy word for saying like, you know, you're a stepping stone in my life. So that's how I feel about that. But I definitely like your perspective on that question. So the second question is,
Can I speak on the first question again? I feel like I only want to say to people out there that's like, I had a friend kill himself. I feel like at first I felt it was my fault, because to me and a lot of my other friends, like it was kind of like out of the blue. Like to us, he wasn't showing signs of anything, especially like signs that would to me lead me to believe something was wrong. And I would say it's kind of, at first I was mad, but now I understand that like when people are going through things like that, mentally, they're not thinking rationally, in my opinion. Like, because I always said, like, if he would have told me something, I would have helped him. If he would have came to me, I wonder if he thought that I would have judged him. I wonder if he thought he would have been weak. I wonder if he thought any of those things. But I feel like if you feel like that, and you really feel like no one around you is going to lend a hand or come to your side, I feel like you should definitely try to seek alternative help. But to be honest, mostly I feel like you should just try to live. So many people like kind of cut themselves short all the time. Always feeling like, oh, well, I'm not good enough to do what I want to do, or maybe the things in their life have them altering their thoughts. You know, a lot of times the people around us feel like they're helping us, and they might not. They might actually be causing us to feel a certain way. And because we love them or we care about them, we kind of just let it go. But I really wish he would have just told me anything. That way I could have done anything, you know, something. I could have done something. But
I know for sure, like me, like I do, you know, I suffer with my depression. So I know like this episode was kind of really hard for me to record because like last week I didn't work all week because we had, you know, vacation time or whatever we want to call it. But nobody really knew. Like I was in my room like the whole week. Like I really didn't eat. I didn't get out of my bed for like 3 days. Like I didn't wash me for 3 days. Like it's TMI, but like it was a lot going on with my mental. But I still was posting as if I was mentally okay. So it was just like I kind of can feel how your friend was feeling, because you know that you can. I don't want to say you can feel that people love you, but you can know that people love you and people genuinely care about you. But at the same time, it's like when you're in that dark place, it's hard to fight and get out of it. Like I had to really push myself and fight myself to get out of it. And I don't know how long your friend could have been dealing with that, but I know for sure, like, yeah, I'm gonna get me a therapist, but you know, mentally trying to do it all by yourself, like fighting that dark place, it is hard. And I know that men suffer with it more because you guys aren't as vocal as women. And I know that the suicidal rates for, you know, 2020, I think it was 15 if I'm not mistaken, like more men were killing themselves than females. And that just goes to show that men hold themselves in a ball. And it does make me sad because it's like, I feel like if we can figure out a way to make men more comfortable at being vulnerable and being able to identify their emotions and being able to be emotionally intelligent with that, I feel like we can probably, you know, at least try to get that number lower than it is now. And that goes to show my next question is, what is your perspective or your definition of emotionally intelligence?
My definition of emotional intelligence?
Yeah, your perspective.
I think just knowing. No, I think just knowing yourself, knowing the people around you. Like you, to be honest, if you care about somebody, you know them. You study them. You know what will make them mad. You know what will make them happy. You know what will make them angry, what will make them laugh. All of that kind of stuff. So I feel like emotional intelligence is just knowing a person, knowing what can help or hurt them. Because it kind of works both ways. Because like emotional intelligence, like think about it, like, you know, there's people in your life that know you so well that you know that they know what buttons to push to make you mad, but at the same time those same people can make you happy, make you, you know. So it's like emotional intelligence is just knowing somebody, just knowing exactly how to get a reaction or push a happy or a sad version out of somebody, get whatever you want out of somebody. As far as just emotional.
I feel like me, I feel like me, personally, I feel like emotional intelligence, is really being able to identify your emotions and being able to identify them and express them in in a safe, and just basically being able to express them honestly. I think most men kind of lack emotional intelligence, but I also think that when us women come across a man who has emotional intelligence, it is kind of intimidating because we know that they're not going to just sit there and let you talk to them any kind of way, or think that just because you're a female is your way or the highway. So I also kind of encourage men to kind of just be able to kind of get that ability of being able to identify their emotions. Because me personally, I would like emotional intelligence, man. Like I actually applaud when I see that most men have emotional intelligence, because it's like you're not going for whatever that person says goes. Like you're able to, you're not gonna go with the flow. You're able to just know that, hey, like, even though I am a man, I have emotions, and you're not just gonna talk to me any kind of way just because you don't know emotional intelligence or whatever the case may be. But that goes into my next question is what are some things that men go through that you would like the world to know?
I think that men are human. But like the world sees this as like tools. They see men as like a means to an end. Like, I need this done, so let me call a man. I need this, so let me call a man. But it's like, what about what a man needs? It's like, as soon as a man says he needs something or he wants something, then it's like, oh, well, you're doing too much. Or, oh, well, why would a real man wouldn't need that? So,
and what do you?
It's another way of saying that you don't want to give someone something, that you don't want to do something for someone else.
And what do you mean by, like, what exactly were you referring to when you said when a man needs something, or that y'all are asking too much?
Like anything, I don't know, like, as far as, okay, like, I'm speaking purely like a relationship. Like, let's say you're in a relationship. I've been seeing like a lot of like men, okay, if I don't really want to get too deep into like bills, like women and bills and how relationships kind of go, because at the end of the day, every relationship is based off of your situation, you and your significant other's situation. So, that's first and foremost. You can't expect that. Like, you can't look at somebody else's situation and base yours off theirs, because y'all not on that level, or maybe y'all are past a certain level. So I would just say, when a man sometimes, if a man needs, I don't know, like downtime or something, I feel like he should be able to get that without someone saying, well, a man need to go to work. A man needs like let's say, what if a man wants to take a mental health day? Like, I've been at jobs where women have done that, and it's okay. But I'm pretty sure if a man wants to say, like, oh, I need a break, it'll be perceived as, oh, he lazy. Like, I don't mean to cut you off, but I don't think it's that. I think that's where emotional intelligence come from, and you setting up standards. I think that men oftentimes feel like they have to overplay that role of being a man because of what society has told them of what being a man consists of. That is driving you guys crazy, and it's a lot. Like, you guys are human. You guys are human at the end of the day. So it's like, me personally, I feel like once you have standards that, hey, you have to eventually say no. Okay, I have my boy best friend. Okay, he probably gonna kill me for saying this, but my boy best friend, he overworks himself like a dog. Every time his boss calls him, he's always saying yeah, always saying yes. And then when he talks to me about it, he's aggravated because his boss is overworking him. But you have to put those standards in place. You have to say, sometimes it's okay to say no. You don't gotta say hell no, but sometimes you have to say, hey, like, oftentimes you're always asking me to do these things, and I definitely appreciate you seeing, like, my worth, and seeing that I am your right hand man, your right hand person, but at the end of the day, I'm still human.
So that's when you have to really, that's when emotional intelligence come into play. And I think that's why oftentimes some marriages kind of fail, because you're getting beat down by the world, getting beat down by your boss, by your job and your coworkers, and then you turn home and the first person that you see is your wife, and she literally just asked you to take out the trash, and now you flashing out on her. But I know that is not what she did. It's really because you're getting beat up by the world. So I think when you're going through those things like that, being able to identify your emotions help so much, and being able to find a solution to work out those emotions in an effective manner can also help as well. That's where standards come into play. So try to set some standards, guest speaker.
Well, I would say, I mean, I could say that's good for like certain situations. I mean, I don't think, I feel like sometimes it could be the world, it could be your partner, it could be. So I mean, for some people, maybe their kids get on their nerves. I don't know, but I would say, that you are correct on that. People should set standards, and I would say men should set standards. We don't set enough standards.
Yeah.
I feel like it's easy to say that coming from a woman's perspective, because like, I don't know, I feel like y'all are allowed to set standards. Like men, you gotta do it. Like, I'm pretty sure the only reason your best friends always say yes because he gotta do it. If he says no, he's worried about losing his job or something. He's worried about so many other situations that could come from just a no. Like, saying no isn't always like just cut and dry. Like people just gonna respect the no. Like, you gotta live like you gotta live your life and how the world allows you to view it. Like, some people, like, for instance, meaning like some people can say no and some people can't say no. Maybe he's in that situation where he can't say no, but he's coming to you to talk about it because you're maybe the person in his life that he can talk to about it.
Yeah.
Like, and I definitely feel like men, when it comes to like marriages, maybe stuff like that, I would hate to feel like I was being a burden on my wife because of how work went, on how something else affected me. So I feel like that's where I say, like, you're right. You should be emotionally intelligent enough to communicate, and you should, hopefully, man or woman, have a partner that's able to understand you. Like, maybe hey, I need this time for myself. I need to collect myself before I come to you, man, the kids, or if y'all got kids or something, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like it works like that,
And I think also when you had said something, quote me if I'm wrong, but you had said you don't want your wife to feel like, you don't want to be a burden to your wife. Why do you think, me personally, I believe that when you become one with someone, you no longer can feel like a burden with that person. Like, I feel like once we are one, I am everything that you need. I'm your counselor. I'm your wife. I'm your best friend. I'm your homeboy. I am your teacher. Because I feel like when you are married to somebody, you are constantly learning, and you're constantly loving, and you're constantly evolving. So why do you feel like when you will be a burden to your wife because you're talking to her and expressing yourself to her?
Well, I would say that's because all people treat situations different. So I feel like you could be a burden on anybody. And what I mean by burden, I mean like somebody that's like maybe I would say like emotionally, mentally, and I mean I wouldn't say me, but sometimes in certain marriages or relationships, even though it's considered, some people probably physical burdens. But I would say you could be a burden. Mentally, it could be burdening. You could be burdening somebody by not communicating. So let's say you did have a bad day at work, and you're coming home, and your significant other is asking you, like, hey, what's wrong? Like, I'm trying to be there for you, and you're not saying anything. You keep just trying to throw it under the rug, but they can see it building on you.
Mm-hmm.
To me, in my eyes, I know I've done that before.
Mm.
And I feel like I'm helping. Like, oh, well, we don't got to talk about that because, it's going to turn into something else in my eyes. But to my significant other's eyes, it might be like, well, I'm really trying to do this for you.
Yeah.
I'm really trying to be there for you. And you're not allowing me to do what I need. I feel like I need to do it, maybe as a wife or a girlfriend, or a boyfriend or whatever. Because, it can go both ways. But you see what I'm saying? Sometimes what you feel like is best for you in another person's eyes isn't, and that could burden them. It could, because I've been told many times, like, oh, well, yeah, like, it's hurting me to see you hurting. And it's like, well, I don't want to talk about it because I feel like maybe it'll hurt me to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it can be burdening on both of us. I understand what you mean by, like, if you're married to somebody, you feel like you won and you're growing. But I feel like a lot of men feel like being vulnerable not only is a sign of is showing weakness, but it causes so many other things to come out of it that we don't really want. So, like, if I talk about this one thing, then that opens the door up to two other things that I don't want to talk about. And that turns into, maybe somebody says you need to go to therapy, which I would say most men don't want to do. Or maybe somebody says you need to go, we need to go to counseling, which I'm pretty sure no married person wants to do. So it's like, you just don't, holding stuff in our eyes, as a man, I would say, is like saving us from some other disaster we don't want to do. When in your eyes, it's like, it's just a conversation. It's just me trying to figure out what's best for you. And maybe what's best for you is the counseling. But
I don't think me coming from a woman's perspective on this. Me personally, I've been in relationships where my significant other would basically push me away, and I noticed, like, every time he would do that, not saying y'all, I'm not a cheater, just gonna say that, but I can definitely understand why there will be cheating in a household, like when a woman will probably step out of her marriage, because it's the emotional burden that you feel like you can't help him. And I feel like what men don't understand is,
why not just leave?
No, listen, Pop. Listen. Sorry about that. But I think that when men forget that women are nurturers, point blank period, and we are emotional. So when we feel like we can't help you or nurture you, it creates a toll in the relationship. Now, I'm not saying cheating is right. Cheating is not right, you guys. It's not right. But I know some women do it and they say it's an accident or whatever the case may be, or he says it's an accident, whatever. But I know for, like, let's say a marriage perspective, or the case may be, let's say my husband does step out. I know, me personally, I can't just leave that marriage. It's gonna take a lot of building to fix it, and like a lot of counseling to fix it. If that's what we both want, then we're gonna be in it. But I don't believe in that. It's only for marriage. I don't believe that if you cheat, I'm gonna leave. Now, if you keep cheating, we got a problem. But I know for a woman's perspective, like, when you feel like you can't help your husband or your boyfriend, it's like, dang, what am I even here for? If you feel like you can do it all by yourself, if you feel like you can do it all, I feel like if you feel like as a man, and you feel like you can't talk to your girlfriend or your wife, you shouldn't be dating.
You gotta cheat on you?
No, you shouldn't be dating at all. If that's the case, if you feel like every time something is going wrong with you, you have to continuously isolate yourself, you don't need to be in a relationship. And that's just my perspective, because you have to be all in a relationship. You can't be hot, cold, lukewarm in a relationship. You got to be all in. So every time you're going through something, if I feel like I can't come to you and you can't come to me, we don't need to be in a relationship. I feel like you need to take time out and be able to get emotional intelligence, so that when you come back, or if we do become together as one, you're going to be able to effectively communicate your emotions with me And I feel like that will also build our relationship up together as well. Because most men, when y'all be feeling like, when y'all don't like what something your girlfriend or wives be doing, y'all don't tell us. Y'all hold it up, and then when it's in an argument, when we arguing about dishes, you start throwing that in our face. And I'm like, that happened a year ago. Like, what are you talking about? Like, if you would have just told them that.
I don't know. I feel like you're right about the emotional intelligence part, but I feel like women do that more than men. I feel like the reason men don't always say something because sometimes something is small and it's not that huge, and it's something that you could see somebody. Like if you see somebody, if you with somebody and y'all are growing, like you say, like you're with somebody you see every day, y'all together, you growing. I feel like the stuff that men don't say, don't speak on, rather isn't huge deals. Like maybe but the stuff that we do speak on that gets dismissed is the reason we don't want to talk about it ever again. Because I've been in relationships where you say something and it turns into an argument, and the next thing you know, now it's like now the relationship is kind of on thin ice just because you did speak on something. And I've had, well, I mean, I'm gonna just say, like, I've had women constantly throw stuff in my face that they swore, like, oh, just tell me, and then, like, I'm not gonna, that's it, we just get it out in the open, and the next thing you know, 2-3 conversations later, they're bringing it back up. Now it's back out, no. Now it's like, I'm being prosecuted all over again just for telling you what you wanted to hear, like.
But you gotta also listen, we gotta also think about it like this. Women, oftentimes, we bring it back up when we see a pattern, a reoccurring pattern. So it's like, if we see that you're doing it again, I'm definitely gonna bring it up. Me personally, if I've forgiven you for doing something, whether it be small, whether it be big, I genuinely will forgive you. But if I see that you're doing it again, I'm definitely gonna bring it back up because you're bringing it up. So I'm gonna call you out on your bullshit or your bluff if you done told me you wasn't gonna do it again, or if you've been like, hey, let's just leave it alone, then we're gonna leave it alone. But if you're doing it again, we're definitely gonna bring it up. So you also gotta look at yourself and say, okay, if they're bringing it up back or throwing it in my face, what am I doing to make them blow it back in my face? Or if you're not doing anything at all, that's when you pull them aside. That's when you bring that. I'm gonna tell you point blank, like me personally, I want somebody who can lead. So it's like in situations like that, guest speaker, you need to lead that relationship. You need to lead that conversation. Pull them aside and be like, okay, so you keep bringing it back up. What is going on? Tell me so that we can fix this.
What do you mean by lead? What do you mean by you want somebody to lead?
Like something like that. Me personally, that conversation, if I feel like I'm leading the conversation, basically taking over talking you, I'm leading the conversation. I don't have respect for that person anymore. I feel like if, let's say we're having a argument, right? And you say, all right, baby, let's stop fussing. Tell me what's wrong. Stop yelling at me. Speak to me calmly. Tell me what's wrong. Tell me, what did I do? How did it make you feel? That's when you...
So why does a man have to do, why would I have to do all of that to get you to stop doing like berating me and all that? Why couldn't you just have the emotional intelligence to be like, hey, this is the second time you've done this, or third time you've done this, or whatever. I want to have a conversation about this, and this, and then if the man were to try to maybe backtrack or revert back to turning into something big, then it could be turned into something else. Why would you just jump at going like that?
Now, something like that starts off with the respect that person has for you, honestly. If I don't have respect for you, why should I calm down personally? That's why I say...
Okay, but if you don't have respect for somebody, why would you even be talking to them? And that's another segue into, like, men. Okay, you say you want a man that can lead. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's fine and dandy, but, like, leading you, and I feel like women pick and choose what areas they want people to, like, men to take control of. So it's like, what do you? That's why I said, what do you mean by lead? Lead you to what?
No, lead the conversation. Like, take control.
So you just mean
no. I'm not done.
Until the point. Okay, I'm not done talking yet. You will speak when I'm done.
Oh, honey,
girl, security.
I mean, take control of the conversation. Like, make me like. Let me tell you, because you said, like, oftentimes women would, like, why would you be with somebody that you don't respect? I can have respect for you in the beginning of a relationship, But once you start, I tell everybody I talk to, you determine how you want me to respect you.
You need to talk to me.
Yeah, I am. Sorry, guys. My camera died, but we are going back into the conversation. So basically, what I was saying is, basically, whoever I talk to, I tell them straight like this: you control how you want me to respect you. If you start giving me like these mixed emotions and these bipolarness, I'm about to just not respect you. But me personally, that's why I say emotional intelligence is really so important, because it's just like, if you don't have that, I feel like it's also gonna take a mental toll on me as your girlfriend or as your friend or whatever the case may be, because it's like I feel like I can't help you in that situation. But what is your perspective on that?
Well, I would say people, you get respect from obviously doing things and keeping your word. So I feel like if a man is showing you signs of, like, if you feel like a man is disrespecting you, I feel like you should definitely have a quick sit down with him. Like, hey, I'm not fucking with what you're doing right now. Like, I'm not doing this. And to me, the disrespect comes because maybe, like we spoke on earlier, maybe they don't know. So if it continues after a conversation, then definitely I feel like you should just. I'm a big advocate for like leaving people.
For who?
Like leaving people where they are. Like,
oh, you just
maybe
leave.
Somebody's just not ready to. Not just leave. Sometimes I feel like people. Like, sometimes people aren't ready for what you're ready for. And I feel like instead of like trying to force them or drag them with you to do whatever, you need to have them, like, let them know, like, okay, I need this, I need that. If you can't do it, it's okay. You're not a bad person. You're not, whatever, not a villain. But this is what I need from me. And that's where it goes kind of. I say relationships. In the beginning, I said relationships, it's a two-part job. You got to do you and you got to do them. And you're not doing your job for you if you just allow people to do what they want to do or treat you how they want to treat you. You have to let them know what you need. And everybody needs different things, which is why I always say when it comes to like gender roles and all of that, like, it's what to me there is no real role besides like women has to have a baby. Like, that's it'd be a medical miracle if a guy had a baby. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, it's like you cook, I cook, you clean, I clean. Who wants to be living with who wants to be feeling like somebody's made it in a relationship, or who wants to be feeling like some, like.
But who's leading?
I believe a partnership. I believe in partnerships, 100% in a relationship.
I definitely agree with the partnership, but I also believe in, like, someone's taking control, and not control, but like someone is, the head. So
okay.
I feel like.
Yeah, but okay, I'm listening.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to just ask you, head, like, what do you mean by that? Like
I mean, it's like,
what is the head's responsibility?
I feel like the head's responsibility is leading and guiding his family to success, and not letting his family plummet just because he may feel like gender roles don't matter. But
no, listen, this is what I mean by that. By that definition of you're saying, I'm assuming you're talking about marriage. I'm not going to even bring relationships with it. Because a relationship could go, like, you can, that's not a bond, a committed bond, for real. You're not married.
Yeah.
But to me, what you're saying is you're going to do whatever your husband says and follow his guide, whatever he does.
No, that is not what I do.
It's not crashing and burning. That's kind of what I'm hearing.
I'm not saying that, no, because that sound like a puppet. No, what you're no, what I think
like a nigga's playing his hand.
What I think you're misunderstanding what I'm trying to say. What I'm saying is, what I mean by lead me and guide me, I mean like you're making, you're leading and you're
decisions.
No, what I mean by like you're leading and you're guiding your family, like basically, like let's say my husband walks to the house and he says, "Hey babe, we're moving to Dallas in 6 months. You have to pack up everything and we're just moving." Okay. I'm gonna be like, okay, babe, what is the reason? This is just an opportunity for us as a family to make more money and for us to grow and for the kids to get another, better education and stuff like that. He's making smart moves for the family. He's leading us to a better lifestyle instead of him just coming home, beating on the wife, beating on the kids, taking his shoes off, throwing his shoes and clothes at the wife, eating a bowl of cereal, and sit on the couch in his dirty drawers. He ain't doing shit for the family.
That sounds like a Tyler Perry movie.
It is a Tyler Perry movie.
Let's talk about real life situations.
I can definitely talk.
What I mean by that is listen. What I mean by that is, in some marriages, a woman can't just, or significant other can't just move just because somebody else, because it's a better career opportunity for the other. Meaning, let's say I married someone who's successful in her career, makes around the same money as me. I'll even go that, we make around the same money, so it's not even a money thing. It's literally just she's successful in her career. She's loving what she does, and my job tells me, hey, we gotta send you somewhere, or we want to send you somewhere. I'll definitely come home and talk to my wife about that. Hey, they want me to go here. I think it would be good for the kid. School-wise, I think it would be good for us family-wise. And if she can't do it like that, mentally, that messes me up. I can't. Then what? That's what, to me, where the partnership comes. That head stuff you're talking about is, I'm not saying it's wrong, it's a bad theory by any means. Because I feel like a man should want to lead his family. I'm saying, I'm ready to, I want my wife to show me the way. No, what I'm saying is, there are certain times a man should lead, and there are certain times where a man should listen to what for sure his partner. You should listen to your kids too, because people don't understand that your kids, are part of a family. I'm not saying they make decisions, but you should take their suggestions into consideration. Yeah. Especially if it does directly involve their life, like if I'm moving my kids across the country and they're going to a different school and whatever. Yeah. But
and I think,
just feel like when I hear head, I feel like it just
like slavery. That's what you think, slavery.
It's not slavery. It sounds like, oh well, I'll make all the decisions and y'all listen to me because I'm the man and I'm the husband and I don't want to live like that.
But that also,
come to my wife and be like,
that also,
hey, this is what the family needs. But what do you think the family like? What do you feel like the family needs? Because what a partnership is, partnership. Like one. And two people working together, not just one person making all the decisions just because I don't know.
But that also is a conversation for you and your wife. In a marriage you can be partners and you can also be the head of your family as well. That doesn't mean that you're solely just making a decision. That just means that if push comes to shove and something needs to happen and you need to make a hard decision, that your wife trusts you enough for you to lead. Like whatever you think that with family needs in that hard decision that you need to make for us, then cool. But I'll also respect that we could be partners and you can talk to me about it. But me as a wife, this is just me. Like we can be partners. I have no problem with that. I actually respect us being partners. And I respect that my husband will come to me and talk to me about a financial decision or a decision in general that he's having a hard time making for the family. But at the end of the day, I'm like, hey babe, it's whatever really you feel is best for us. I can tell you this, but it's whatever you feel is best for us, and I'm gonna follow you no matter what. If I feel like it is crazy, I'm like, okay, baby, it is kind of crazy, but it's whatever you feel is best for the family. I'm definitely gonna let them know that. But I do think that you can be a partner and be the head of your family as well.
Well, yeah. When you're saying that, I'm saying I agree with you. What I'm just saying, like. All I'm saying is when I hear like, oh, you're the head, it's like, okay, if I'm the head, I feel like the way that I'm going to be the head is allowing my family to have opinions and for me to listen to them so that I can make the best decision. It's not like me just making all the decisions and hopefully my wife loves and cares about me enough to just trust me. It's like, okay, maybe my wife knows something I don't about the situation, because all angles, that's all I'm saying. I feel like, I agree with you though about being like being the head of a family. I feel like as a man, you should want to be the head of your family. You should want to provide and protect them. Because I mean, what else? No. If you want to talk about like gender roles, I guess that would be quote unquote the man's role.
Yeah. What is your intake on like today's? We're supposed to be talking about mental health, but like I don't know why this popped up in my head. But what is your intake on like today's gender roles? Like how the females are acting like men and men are acting like. I'm not saying y'all acting like females, but just feel like the gender roles have spiked. Huh?
Gender. What?
Like, how do you feel like some women are acting like men and men are acting like females? Some are.
I feel like.
Why do you think the roles have switched?
I believe. I honestly, I truly believe this. You say that because of what you're seeing on social media. Maybe with the men that you're talking to, but I feel like real men don't even, like the real men that are doing what quote unquote a man's supposed to do. Mm-hmm. You don't hear about them because they're doing it. That they're not on social media talking about, women need this and it's nothing like that. So like you're seeing men do that, and you're saying that's what you're seeing, so that's what you're commenting on. But I know a lot of real men that don't even have Instagram or TikTok or anything like that. That are just doing what men do.
Yeah,
they're just doing it. And as far as women, it being like gender roles switch, I feel like it's kind of. I feel like it's. How am I gonna say this? It's kind of like. It's not really that true. Mm-hmm. To me, it's only could be true if you're with somebody. Like I see a lot of single women, saying that about men. But you're single. Who else was going to pay your bills but you? Like you're single. Who else is going to do anything for you but yourself? Yeah. And if you're dating somebody, then like as far as like you're going on dates with men, and I'm not even in a relationship. You're just going out, getting food, drinks, partying, whatever y'all doing. To me, respond as just what is that? An unbiased objector or whatever. I don't understand how women think like it. Who goes somewhere expecting somebody to pay for them on anything? Like
me personally, I agree with that as well.
You should always at least bring money in case of an emergency where this dude feels like we should split checks. Fine. I don't believe in splitting checks, but I'm gonna pay my half, and that's gonna be the last time they see my half.
Now hear me out. Why? Now hear me out.
Who goes anywhere and just assumes like the money's gonna come out of a tree or something?
Now question. Now with that being said, I think me personally, if you ask me on a date, you're paying. I'm not paying. Like why would you?
And that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
That's a smart move. But guess what? Let's say you go and he goes, well, then I just feel like it's our first day. We should split it.
I'm like split what?
But see, this is the thing I'm saying. You don't know how somebody's living, so you should be like, okay, well, fine, we can split it. I ordered this, I ordered that, and that's the last time he sees your ass. You gonna argue the nigga down about what he should be doing?
No, I'm not going.
That's what you think he should be doing. He believes that y'all should be doing that. So that's it.
I'm not going.
You write your way. He writing his way, and you go about your way.
I'm not going to argue the nigga down.
To not bring a purse. To not.
No. I'm not
bring money.
No, that doesn't mean I'm gonna come empty-handed. I'm never coming empty-handed. But I'm just saying, like, I'm not paying. But if he be like, at the end of the day, he be like, hey, like if I've done vibe with you at the end of the day, I'm not saying this for everybody. If I done vibe with you at the end of the day and you actually was like, hey, money a little tight, do you mind if we split it? It depends. If I'm vibing with you, I'm like, yeah, but like he said, that's the last time you gonna fucking see me, because it's just like. How you ask me on a date? I know money is tight, but my thing is you could have picked a date that is affordable in your price range for me and you. I'm not about to. This is just me. I'm not about to go to the date and order the most expensive meal. I most likely will order appetizer and like water because it's like money do be tight. But at the same time, it's just like How dare you come to a date, ask me on a date and expect me to split? I'm not doing that. That's the last time you're gonna see me, Mookie. Sorry.
I feel like women, you know, I'll say this is coming from a man. I feel like women, you should be able, you was talking about emotional intelligence. I feel like people should just have overall life awareness when you're messing with somebody. Like I've been on dates when I could tell what kind of person a woman is by the stuff that she isn't thinking about. Like, to me, if you go on a date, and even because I've had women pay for me and I've done this. Okay, well, she paying. I'm gonna respect her wallet, and maybe I'll order 2 drinks max. You know. Mm-hmm. And now if she's trying to get drunk and whatever. Hey, that's on her. But I'm gonna order 2 drinks. I'm gonna get this kind of meal, because I'm not trying to break the bank over a date when we could use that money to do something else on the date. Like maybe we know dinner and a movie now. So
most men ain't like you though. Most men ain't like you. The men starting to act like tricks.
It could go both ways. It could go, but I feel like it can go both ways, because like I know days where women order 4 or 5 drinks and it's like, well, I could definitely tell that they just don't think about stuff like that. Like those are usually the women who have bad spending habits, because they're not thinking about, where's the money gonna come from?
Yeah,
they're just having a fun time. Mm-hmm. So to me, that's the type of stop signs you need to watch with somebody. If you, or like let's say you hey, I want to do something with you. You're a woman. Hey, we haven't gone on a date in a long time. Like, you want to do something this Saturday? If the guy starts telling you, usually guys will allow you women to pick, because we want to see where your mind's going.
Ooh, and stuff like that, I don't like. Like, if we both talk about, like, if I hit you up like, hey, I want to hang out, and you text me back like, okay, what you want to do? I don't like stuff like that. I'd rather you be like, okay, cool, like, we can go Top Golf
why didn't you just
at 6 p.m.
You want to do something? You asked him to hang out.
No, listen. The problem is, I don't want to pick. I want you to pick. I want it to be spontaneous. Like, I want to be like, I don't know. Something about me.
How is it spontaneous if you pick?
Listen. I want to hang out, but I want you to pick where we gonna hang out. Like, I don't want to think about where we going. I don't want to have to make. I don't want to make the decisions. I want you to make the decisions.
You know what this sounds like? Huh? You know what this sounds like? A conversation we had earlier. Like, you.
What? I'm what?
In a man's mind, women, you think emotionally, man. In a man's mind, if you ask me, first of all, you talk about if you want to be spontaneous, but if you text me like, hey, I want to hang out, ain't shit spontaneous like that. On my end, it sounds like, what a man's reading is, okay, she want to hang out. Okay, well, what you want to do? But we're saying like, what you want to do?
I don't want to go.
Saying, you should have came with 4 ideas. No, you should have came with 4 ideas. You should have been like, hey, I want to hang out. Let's do Top Golf. Let's do.
But I'm putting me personally, when I do that, I'm putting, like, I don't want to say the fire. I'm putting the ball in your court. Like, yeah, because it's just like.
But it's crazy because you want to shoot that. That's crazy, right? You giving me the ball, but you want to shoot. You wanted to do that. You wanted to do this whole idea. It was all your idea. I could see if a guy hits you up like, hey, you want to do something, and then had no idea. That's different. But you want to shoot the ball, but you pass it. No. Tell me what you want to do. And maybe I can guide, like, hey, I can't work. Like, maybe from there, the guy can help you pick something. And to be honest, nothing's wrong with that. Why do you need him to? Why do you want to give him the idea to go somewhere they want him to pick? What did that do for you?
It makes me happy.
Okay, then there we go.
It makes me happy.
It's not logically made. It's just emotional response. Women, y'all be thinking emotionally, and to me, that turns into problems for a man. It turns into headaches sometimes.
But you also gotta understand too. Okay, most guys, I can speak for like my age group now. Most guys don't really know how to ask people out on a date. Y'all quick to, well, I'm not saying all y'all, but they be real quick to say, pull up on me. I don't want to see them roaches. I don't want to see that shit at all. So it's just like, I feel like, me personally, I'm not done. I'm not done. Well, I feel like, that's why I also said, I told you earlier, I feel like, that's why I said I want to talk to somebody that can actually lead. Like, that also comes with leadership. That also comes with, like, being able to be like, hey, we're gonna hang out, we're gonna go to Topgolf 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, or whatever the case may be ready at this time, whatever the case may be. Like, okay, cool. This is just speaking for me. I don't know about the women out there, but like when a guy does that, that makes me like, okay, actually, like, I don't want to say respect me, whatever the case may be, but you actually like taking the time out and you actually being considerate. That just shows that you can, handle your business, and you're not childish. I don't want to feel like, me personally, I don't want to feel like I gotta do everything. I don't want to feel like I gotta tell you, hey, let's go this, let's go do this, let's go do this. I don't want to feel like I'm chasing you. That I don't ever want to feel like that. Like, I don't want to feel like that.
You want to feel chased?
Not really feel chased. I don't want to feel like I'm chasing you to hang out with you. Like, I just want to, like, I'm saying, hey, I want to hang out. Okay, I want you to be like, okay, what you want to do? Like, we can do whatever. Like, just let me know what you want to do. Like, what you want to do. I don't want to feel like I gotta chase you. Like, I don't want to do that. Like, cause guys are weird. Like, guys, y'all really kind of weird. Y'all be doing weird shit.
We're not weird. Guys are not weird. Women are weird. So how you do that? What's it? It's so dismissive to just say that. But
okay.
What you're saying, there's nothing wrong with. Okay, there's nothing wrong with wanting to be chased. Like, I wanted you to say yes because it's okay. I understand a lot of women women want to be chased. Women want to feel like the prize of the relationship. That's fine. That's also an emotional response that I've come to understand. It's okay to have.
Yep, emotional intelligence.
Because I think about, like, I want to feel like yeah, I feel like if that comes with the being chased thing comes with y'all wanting the kind of like a Cinderella story, like he came again, I met him, he was doing all this sweet stuff. Like, men don't give a fuck about the sweet story. Like,
y'all don't.
A guy asked, like, one of my homeboys asked me, like, how y'all met shit? He was, I don't know, I forgot, we was doing something and I met her and da-da-da. And we gonna go about our whatever the next conversation is. Women, y'all want to tell, like, y'all want a story to tell y'all girlfriend. Guys don't need a story to tell. We just want things to be comfortable. We just want things to be happy. We just want things to feel, I wouldn't say normal, but we don't want no confusion going about. So you said you want to be a prize. To be fine. That's a I would say a logical female response. A woman response. Y'all want that. It's okay to feel like a prize. 2, if a guy is asking you, if a guy is not trying to do even things in his budget, because not everybody can afford Topgolf, because Topgolf is expensive.
Topgolf is expensive, but I'm just saying, I went to Topgolf yesterday. That's why it was in my head.
I'm just letting Topgolf know. Y'all fucking around. Right? But if a guy doesn't even want to take you to the park, ice cream cones, fucking skate rink or something like that, then he just don't want to.
Exactly.
And women need to understand that's okay. He's just not the one for you. Stop trying to make people do what you want to do. Just, that's never going to work. If somebody's not naturally trying to do that for you, they don't want to do it. No, okay. Mm-hmm. No, nobody, like I said, nobody's a villain.
Nobody's obligated to do it.
At your level. Yeah, at your level. Nobody's the bad guy being at your level, because the reason he's doing that to you is because other people are getting it for him. It was that easy. Mm-hmm. And when it's that easy, sometimes you gear yourself towards that ease of a satisfaction.
Somebody that's easy.
You're gonna do what you know. Nobody gonna make you do this. You're not gonna do it. Just off natural. You're not gonna do it. You're gonna learn that. I had to learn how to learn how to take women on dates. I had to realize, like, I don't see it. How I look at dates is, because it's crazy. I've been a lot of women's first dates, and to me, it's crazy. Like, you 22 and never been on a date. That, to me, personally, that's a red flag. Mm. If you tell me some shit like that, that's a red flag, because that means you a bot. Like,
oh wow.
You just do anything. I'm just saying, you 22 and never been on a date.
But that don't mean that there's a bop. That just means, like, the guys that just been attracted to him just kind of been like probably street niggas or, you know, whatever the case may be.
But think about what you're saying, though. You were dated them?
You
They
right.
wasn't treating you right. They wasn't doing what you want them to do as far as like emotionally and all of that. But
I ain't no bop. I've been on like probably 2 days my whole life. I ain't no bop.
okay, so you're feeling defensive.
I am
Which
feeling
is what?
defensive.
What is that? What do we call that? An emotional response. I never said you was a bop.
No, but I'm speaking. No, but I'm speaking for the women who probably are out there like. Not all females are bop. We just have a hard time finding good men. That don't. Like I can speak for me personally. Like if I know like, cause I don't go out the house. Like I'm a homebody. So like I give somebody like 2 weeks to show me who they really are. That's just me personally. Like I'm not about to force you to be anybody or anything. But it's like after those 2 weeks, after I done studied you and everything, if I don't feel like it can go further than that, I'ma just leave. Most women are not like that. They'll probably be in a situationship for a year. And I don't understand how some females be doing that.
You're allowing somebody to treat you how you emotionally and whatever can't handle it. Like you hate it, but you stick it with it because of what? You don't want to be alone. So
Yeah.
that's your type. Come on, man. That's not healthy for you.
Yeah.
You're not doing what you need to do for you.
And that's where
You're not
emotional intelligence comes
You
from.
only going on 2 dates. Isn't bop behavior. It's bop behavior that you date that guy. That's where it goes. Because now you're just giving into what he wants. You're not doing anything for you. I see dates as I would have went here anyway. This is how I see it. If I asked a girl out on a date, I would have went there anyway. But I want you to come with me. That way, because mentally, that like treat yourself. Like if I want to go to eat out, and I want a woman to come with me, hey, come with me. It's a date now because it's a date now because y'all paying. But I wanted to be there with you. I would have went there myself though. If you said no. I feel like a lot of people feel like dates are chores. Like it's like, oh, you got to do it. Like no, you don't got to do shit. You don't have to do anything. When stuff starts feeling like a chore, man or woman side, that's to me when the conversations need to start happening. So like, oh, I don't want to do this no more. Like I don't feel like it's healthy for me. Can we change it? Is there any way we can fix it before I leave? People don't leave enough. People just
Stay
there's
there.
always a fight, a battle. I never want to say that shit. Like just imagine it's your wedding day. Your husband. We can end on this. Like imagine it's your wedding day. And your husband like he gives his speech and he goes, man, it was a struggle, it was a battle. But we finally did it. Like you'd be like,
I fuck with you say that.
We was, it's been ups and downs. You stuck through the fight. Like, what the fuck? I don't want to be nobody's firefighter. I want to be somebody's partner, somebody's lover. I want the tears. I don't want no fucking
no war speech.
Like,
no war speech.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what people subject themselves to through our relationship.
Yeah.
They're building and creating horror stories, and then it reflects on different relationships. Because if you let a guy do this to you, whatever, or you let a girl do this to you, then you take it to another relationship. Now that starts trending.
And you're doing emotional
That
abuse.
starts trending. And you're not being emotionally intelligent. And what you're also doing is you're creating bad patterns for yourself. Like you said earlier, I don't listen. It's not that I don't listen. I've seen this movie before, so I'm not going to let it happen again. I'm going to say what I got to say. Maybe the women I'm picking need to be different. But
and that is a great way to end our podcast tonight.
They just need to be different.
But basically, everybody.
People have a type.
So basically, everybody, basically just stay true to yourself. We had a great conversation today. I know episode 2 was mainly on mental health awareness, but we definitely talked about a little bit of relationships to prepare you guys for episode 3 on relationships then versus relationships now. I definitely hope you guys enjoyed my podcast today on episode 2 on mental health awareness, and I definitely hope to see you guys and hear you guys' story and you guys' journey on your mental health. feel free to hit me up on my Instagram or to leave any comments down below. So you guys stay blessed, and I hope you guys have a lovely day.
At the end of the day, fuck bitches get money.
What is it you see? What is it you see? Tell me, what do you believe in? Would you keep your schedule free?